Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. As you guys saw, this video is going to be about the mistakes to avoid and also some of the tips on PC building. Now, when I built my first PC, it was a whole new experience. I had learned a lot of new things. First, let me tell some general information. I recommend you guys to spend time wisely on research about parts and their performance and then later on building it. Secondly, I know that lot of you guys are worried about parts being dead on arrival. Well, always buy parts from vendors who offer replacement in case if they are dead on arrival. Also, it's very rare for parts to be dead on arrival. Third, some parts take a lot of force to break and some parts like the PSU connectors and cables are built in such a way that they connect only in one way. This makes the PC building process a lot easier. Last but not least, take your time building your computer. Do not rush the whole process. If any of you guys are planning to do it, then go ahead. Good luck. It is easy. So let's get started with the main part of the video. The first tip to look out for is scams. The reason why this is the first tip is because there is an increasing demand of such electronics nowadays. The scams are getting pretty out of hand. PCs are advertised like they can run any game in the world like GTA 5 and Cyberpunk 2077, but however, the graphic cards in those PCs are like GT 710s and all of the other graphic cards like GT 1030. I mean, of course they can run GTA 5, but however it may not run at an optimal frame rate and you will have a really bad experience playing it. So just check benchmark information in order to avoid such scams. Another example is that there are fake graphic cards. They will just function normal and your PC will detect it just fine. But however, the real trouble starts when you run games. You will experience anything from like blue screens of death and even freezes and glitches. So just look out for these scams. Always compare the exact specification of the component on the manufacturer website to the specification of the part that you are buying, so that you will easily notice any changes and then you can just think that it's a scam. The second tip is to always bench test your components. In the unfortunate scenario of faulty parts, it will be a huge pain as you'll already have spent a lot of time and it's pretty difficult to diagnose the parts. So bench test the components before actually building the PC. As you can see, this is the picture that I took when I was bench testing my components and it was a very nervous moment, but however, it is great. Always do this. You can look up guides on YouTube on how to do this. It is very essential because you will easily notice any of the issues that or maybe just dead on arrival components earlier than usual, and so you can just move on with the diagnostics rather than spending a lot of time taking everything out of the case, because some cases are really tight and really small, so it is just always better to bench test your components. The third tip is to always go for SSDs instead of hard drives first, and also never to cheap out on your PSU. If the PSU is bad, it will take all the other components along with it. The ultra cheap power supplies do not provide their rated wattage. So keep in mind that you should buy a great power supply when buying. And for the SSDs, they are much faster than the hard drives. The most noticeable difference would be in the booting time and the loading time taken by the games. Please try to use SSDs at least as boot drives. The fourth tip is to use PC Part Picker. As you see, PC Part Picker is a website that shows you highly useful information such as total system wattage, whether the components are compatible with each other, whether there are incompatibilities, and also shows the information on price and how they have fluctuated over the time. The fifth tip is to join the PCMR Discord server. Here you can find a lot of channels, notably tech support and hashtag build help are the most useful for a PC builder. You can ask any doubts and the experienced PC builders will respond to you and provide a solution. I've come across a lot of issues when building my PC, like I was confused which screw to use and a lot of such issues, including the fact that my HDMI cable wasn't going all the way into my GPU because my case obstructed it. But however, PCMR Discord server members have given great help and support to me. Please do yourself a favor and join this Discord server. I will leave the link to the YouTube channel of them in the description below so you can get the updated link of their Discord server. The sixth tip is to find a good case for your need. There are very cheap cases with poor airflow. Please buy cases with good quality fans and good airflow. So I just recommend you guys to buy a case that has a manual along with it, or else at least some guides, so you guys will know what to do exactly. If you are enjoying this video, then please make sure that you subscribe. It will help me a lot as a content creator and help me bring a lot better content for you. The seventh tip is to use dual channel RAM and also get RAM based on what your CPU supports. Generally, AMD CPUs prefer high frequency RAM. Also, a lot of you guys are worried whether high frequency RAM will work because your CPU supports very low frequency RAM, but however it will just be fine. For example, I have 3200 megahertz RAM, but my CPU only supports 2666. What will happen is that the RAM will downclock itself and run at 2666 even though it is 3200 megahertz. So do not worry about it, just buy a good RAM so that you are set for the future. The eighth and the final tip is to remove plastic covers and wraps. In some cases such as the RAM sticks, the plastic wrap will be there, but however it won't be noticeable. So make sure you remove it before installing all of the components. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.